Hello. First of all, yes, I am wearing the exact same shirt that I wore in last week's video. Number 2, yes, I am standing. Number 3, you are on my bookshelf, and I'm sorry the lighting isn't great, although to be fair, if you've been on this channel, the lighting's never great. So this video might come across more ranty than I mean for it to be, because I have something to say about something that happened this past week. It happened like last week, but I have something to say about it. It involves the fandom, the PH fandom. This doesn't involve everyone in the PH fandom, but it pertains to some people I saw talk about this and say these things. It's not everyone, it was a very small percentage of people, but it's something that I've seen off and on over the years that I've been in the fandom. I've been active in the fandom for like 5 years, since 2014. I almost said 4 years, but it's 2019. So I've been active in the fandom for like 5 years now. I've been watching their videos since 2012, so I've been around for quite a bit. But I wanted to talk about something that happened over the past week that I've seen happen before and I've seen people say things about before, and I have opinions, which is a dangerous thing, but I'm gonna talk about them. So what happened is Dan liked a tweet on Twitter, this tweet in particular, and not everyone, a very small percentage of people, but some people went nuts over it. It is very harmless, it's funny, we all know Dan has a thing with Nick Jonas, so it's not a surprise he'd like this tweet. It's funny, it's a tweet, it's harmless. I saw some people going after Dan about it for liking this tweet, and I don't understand why. I mean, I saw what the people were saying, I read everything. I don't get why it's a problem that he liked this tweet. It's a very harmless tweet, and a very small amount of people, they were blasting Dan for liking this tweet, calling him a bad role model, using his large platform to call people ugly. And while this is a small thing that made no sense, I wanted to talk about it today because it just kind of reminded me of something I've seen over the years, which is we have a tendency to hold Dan to a much higher standard than we do Phil. And again, this is something that's been going on for years, where Dan does literally anything, maybe words something slightly improperly, and people immediately go to calling him the devil. Whereas Phil does literally anything, and he's an angel, he is amazing, he is beautiful, he is a baby, he's incapable of doing any harm. And while we are stepping away from that narrative more over the years and realizing they are both grown adults who are gonna make mistakes, as people do, as everyone do. As everyone do? Is everyone do? Is that a sentence? Is that a word? We are still going after Dan for the smallest things. A good example of it would be in the Interactive Introvert show. They actually talked about it. You know, Phil being an angel and then Dan being the devil. They actually, you know, touched on it a little bit. So they're very aware of it. Dan is genuinely a good guy based off of everything I've seen over the years. He tries to do the right thing, tries to make everyone feel very included and safe. And I mean, like last year's a good example. He deleted and unlisted loads of videos that he didn't agree with anymore. Many videos he found problematic that he felt like didn't reflect him anymore and how he felt as a person. And he went on a big thing to try and make sure he wasn't doing anything to hurt anyone. And he's still doing that. He's growing every single year. He's growing more than he has in a very long time, and it's great. And he's apologized for almost every single problematic thing he's ever done that have actually legitimately been an issue. He's going to make mistakes every now and then, like we all do. No one's perfect, in the wise words of Hannah Montana. But there's no reason for people to criticize him to the extreme amount that we do. I mean, it is very extreme and something that I don't really see happening to other people or even Phil. There's nothing wrong with calling someone out for doing something that's legitimately harmful, but it's incredibly rare that Dan does anything in that realm, and everything that he has, he's already apologized for. All he did was like a tweet, but we're still going after him. If anything, they should both be held to the same standard, and it should be a realistic one. But also, let Dan enjoy his break. He's gonna come back when he's ready. He's not leaving us. He'll be back when he's ready and he feels comfortable and he has something he actually wants to share with him. Right now, he's still taking care of himself after going on a worldwide tour and immediately after coming back and working on the DVD. Phil's back and pumping out videos because he felt rested and ready, and now he's back to making videos very, very often, more than I thought he would make. Just don't be mean when Dan comes back. Make him feel welcomed like we all did with Phil. We all got so excited when Phil came back and started making videos again, and we were all excited and, you know, made sure that we were supporting him. And, you know, do the same for Dan. Like, if you wouldn't do it for Phil, don't do it for Dan, and if you would do it for Phil, do it for Dan. Do it for Dan. No. There's no reason to treat them differently. In most cases, they're doing everything together. There's no reason to hold Dan to a standard up here and Phil down here at an average, realistic level. Be kind for Phil. Make Phil Lester proud. And as Venom would say, try harder not to be a dick.
Try harder.
Yes.
Not to be a dick.
Wow.
I guess that's it. I didn't mean for this to be like a mini rant, but this is something I've been seeing going on for years, and I just wanted to give my opinions on it and maybe make people rethink the ways that they treat Dan versus Phil, because people do treat them very, very differently, and it's not as much now as it used to be, but it's still not great, as we saw the other weekend. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say on the subject. I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. As far as I can think of, I'll probably think of something else later. After this video is uploaded, I'll probably think of something else to say on the subject. But that's all for now. And I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go see How to Train Your Dragon 3 tonight. So it's an emotional day, isn't it? There's gonna be a lot of tears. You should leave your opinions down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? What have you seen in the fandom? How do you feel about the fandom and their attitudes towards Dan or Phil, and both of them? I'm curious. Leave it below. You should give it a like if you liked it, or if not, that's okay. You can subscribe to my channel for more content like this or other stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Thank you for watching and listening and hearing me out. So, yeah, I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye. So, hi, I'm in my roommate's room right now. I'm sorry if it's loud and you can hear the washing machine in the background, but I just need to tell you that I saw How to Train Your Dragon 3 last night, and it was really good, and it made me cry. Not because it was sad. Well, there were some things in it that was sad, but it was happy and it had a wonderful ending. It was fantastic, but it made me cry a lot. I literally sat in my seat and I just sobbed, and I've never like full-on sobbed during a movie before. I mean, movies have made me cry. Some movies have made me cry. It's impossible. There are very few movies I cry during, though. I don't typically get that emotional watching movies, but I literally sobbed for half of How to Train Your Dragon 3, so I recommend it. You should watch it if you've seen the franchise and love the franchise, because it's one of my favorite things ever. I cried because it was the last movie in the franchise, and I love it so much, and I love the characters, and it was all saying goodbye to them, and yeah, it was a good ending though, but I did cry a lot, so that really says something. And I saw a video the other day where the director of the movie said that his goal was to make people cry, and said that he thought it was an insult when people say that they almost cried, but I cried enough for like 10 people, so, you know, he accomplished that. He did a good job. But yeah, go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. If you like How to Train Your Dragon, because I really recommend it. It is really good. I want to go see it again and cry all over again. Also, I took my Toothless Build-A-Bear plush with me. And I gotta say, if you have one, you should take it with you, because that is one of the best things that you can embrace while crying. So, yeah, okay. I'll see you next week for next week's video. Okay, thank you for watching.